I'm Mary McInnes-Meyer, and this is part of Field of Yoga Project. Today we'll learn how to plank up from the floor with integrity. This is Val, and she'll be demonstrating. So we'll set up first, and the setup, the foundation for your pose is slide your hands a third of the way down your ribs. And you're just estimating what that third of the way is. It's just a cue that helps your mind wrap itself around an approximate position. And then curl your toes under in the back and take your feet together. Okay, so from the bottom up, what we're going to be doing action-wise is you'll squeeze the midline with your ankles, and that will give you a lightness in the lower body and a solidity along the lower body all the way up through the core. And then in the upper body, you're doing the same action of trying to take the elbows into the midline, but you're also, to come off the floor, there's a pushing forward action into the hands. So the lower body has a squeeze the midline, the upper body has a squeeze the midline plus a push forward, and then looking out in front of you as well, looking out in front of you as well is a part of the process. If you're looking straight down, you're going to literally pull yourself straight down, okay? So now we'll go through it and step by step. 1, squeeze the midline of the lower body. Thighs get light, core gets firm. 2, squeeze the elbows in. 3 is look forward. So your head has to lift up a little bit. You're looking slightly forward. And then on the exhale, put all these actions together. Push forward through the hands, see about coming to the plank. Awesome. All right, give me a high five. Okay, maybe later. Okay, now I'm going to show you when she planks down, she has to maintain the action in the lower body of squeezing, the action of looking forward. And then some people prefer to have kind of a pull back action on the hands. And what that will do is it'll allow your chest to open to the lowering. So the chest lowers as, in time with the hips, instead of it staying up above and having the hips land first. Okay, so look out in front of you, squeeze the midline, point your elbows back in the room as you start to lower, pull back on the hands a little bit. Awesome. So you see how she lowered all as one unit. Now, sometimes it's really hard to do this with integrity. A lot of the time you'll hear plank up to your knees. I like that one, but I'm going to give you something else to work on, because if upper body strength is part of the problem, which it usually is, then if you use blocks in a particular way, you can get out of having, notice how Val's elbow is really, really bent here. And so her musculature along the back of her arm is in a stretched position. When it's in a stretched position, it has less power. And the straighter it gets, the more power it will have. And so we're going to start her a little bit up on blocks. Her elbow won't be quite as bent. She can start to rely on the power of those muscles more. And she can maybe rewire the neuromuscular pathway that fires those muscles, because that's part of the issue usually for people. How do we get those muscles working for us? One block will go underneath her hips. The other block will go underneath her chest. You're going to have to position them. Okay, and then what she's going to do is place her hands like she would if she was on the floor, approximately a third of the way down the ribs. And so she will have less of a bend in her elbow, you'll notice, right? She's got her shoulders lifted up. She's going to look out in front of her. She's going to do all the actions. Squeeze the midline with the lower body. You'll feel yourself get light on that block. And then when she squeezes and pushes forward through the hands, she gets light on the chest block. And so did you see how much integrity she moved with there? It really works. This is a way that you can work to build the ability to do this from the floor, taking some of the load out of the work that is normally done in the full variation, when you have to fully plank all the way from down on the floor. All right, I think that works. So she's taking it down dog. She's going to loosen things up a little. Thank you very much for taking the time. Please take some time to work on this at home on your own. The benefits are great. Core strength, upper body strength, and being able to flow through things with integrity at those yoga classes.